going live. We are live. Hello, everyone. I thought Christian was gonna do it, but all right,
You
what's
forgot
good?
you were hosting, Kevin.
Okay, it is your boy, TKD. Wednesday, you're back in here on JoyClicks, and with me, of course, my two luxurious co-hosts. I don't, I, I don't like calling you guys co-hosts. You know, the rest of the hosting panel, if you will. Christian Buckley, how you doing, good sir?
Doing pretty good, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're hours away from another banger, you know. We're hours away. But Jack, how are you, good sir?
I'm doing good. I was telling you guys before the stream started that EA and Ubisoft specifically really aren't the conferences I look forward to the most.
Mm-hmm.
But with some of the rumors we've heard and some of the stuff that we're expected to get today, I am cautiously optimistic.
hmm
So
To be honest, I'm excited.
yeah, I've been getting a little bit excited. You know, I mean, because generally speaking, like I like EA Play to the same. I'm probably at like Ubisoft's conferences a little bit more, just because I like a lot of their games. But I
hmm
definitely like a lot of EA games as well. But what I mean, I guess I'll throw it to Christian. You know, like with the high expectations here. You know,
Yeah.
the hype going in.
hmm
What do you think we will see at this event?
Um, I know some people have been downplaying it over the past like few hours, couple days maybe, of how likely it is. But I'm still believing that we're gonna see the Mass Effect trilogy.
Mm.
That trilogy, I've been wanting that on current gen for so long. Love Mass Effect 2. I like Mass Effect 3. I haven't played Mass Effect 1, but it just feels right. It feels time. EA's finally starting to do remasters more. That is clearly their most beloved series, I would think. Like Skate has its fans, but I feel like Mass Effect in terms of sales and fanfare, it's it. That's it.
Right.
So it makes so much sense. Like BioWare, we don't really know what they have right now. Dragon Age 4 is probably years off. Anthem 2.0, I doubt that's ready to show. So like it just makes sense that Mass Effect and a trilogy remaster, which is pretty straightforward, is what we see from them today, I think.
I see. I
Mm-hmm.
see. I see. I see. Jack, what do you
Yes,
got
sir.
going in? What do you expecting going in, man? What do we got going on?
So I'm with Christian. I would love to see a Mass Effect trilogy remaster. I've only played the third Mass Effect, which is definitely a weird one to jump into. But aside from that, we've heard some rumors about a Battlefield 3 remaster. And
Yes.
as someone who's a huge fan of that game, that would get me going. I would love that. Along with that, there's a rumor with the Battlefield 3 remaster that there would be a brand new Battlefield, which is unsurprising, I think. Would love to see a return to Bad Company,
Mm.
if not just a brand new Battlefield. But I'm a huge Bad Company 2 guy, so it would be cool if we got Bad Company 3 or just a reboot. And aside from that, Skate 4 obviously is the one everyone says every year. We'll see if that actually happens. Would love it. But I think it's good to mention that I was like tooting the horn of Gary Whitta this past week, and then
Mm-hmm.
came to realize because he sort of teased a Star Wars project he was involved in. Came to realize he was probably talking about the new book that he's writing on.
Mm-hmm.
Christian, what's the name of that? Do you know?
From a certain point of view, The Empire Strikes Back. We actually talked about it because Mike Connors, fellow member of JoyClicks, co-host of Jedi Knights, big fan of From a Certain Point of View, which is like it tells stories that take place during A New Hope from like the background characters.
Mhm.
Um, and they're doing a sequel for Empire Strikes Back for the 40th anniversary. We talked about it on the show this week, but
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Gary's involved in that, and I was expecting, since he was tweeting before the PS5 announcement, that he was gonna do a Star Wars game, but it seems like he's not involved in that, as we know, or that we know of right now. But it would
yeah.
be cool to think or to see a whole new Star Wars game aside from Squadrons, but
Mm-hmm.
that may be pie in the sky.
But speaking
sure.
of, listen, right? If you were to tell me, hey, Kev, listen, we're gonna get a Star Wars dogfighting game, that on paper sounds magnificent. You know what I'm saying? X-wings, TIE fighters. Let's go. There the star battle aspect of Star Wars, are so iconic, right? But Star Wars Squadrons already impressed me. And already was like, okay, I am in on this concept, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'll just bring it up again. To throw in Hera in that just blows it up, oh man. So that's what I really want to see going down here. I know they talked about how like this game will have a story campaign, and considering that it is $40, who knows what the level of content they'll have in this story, But I still want to see it. If we're delving into Rebels territory, like it is something that I really want to see. So I'm excited to see that. Battlefield 3 remastered, just because Battlefield 3 was such a distinct game for me, and I had a lot of fun with that game growing up and everything, so I would love to see that come back. I think it would be a nice kind of like snack, if you will, or like appetizer to the fully revamped next gen modern Battlefield, that like a lot of fans have been really, really wanting after their foray into the World Wars and stuff like that. With did they do both World War One? Yeah, it was Battlefield 1 and 5. Super weird. But Battlefield 1 and 5, delving into that historical time period. Like I know like a lot of people have been clamoring for a modern, a modern warfare, if you will, Battlefield. So, and I think it would be a good way. And if they can bring it out right here at next gen, I think it could be a very good move for them. Like I think overall, to just have something modern at the gate, for next gen. But of course, Mass Effect. I have a long story. Probably won't recount it here, but I've been dying to play Mass Effects, the old Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3. Even though there's debate on if I should play 1, who knows? We'll see. But definitely looking forward to that. And
Kevin, you brought up an interesting point with the Battlefield 3 comment I wanted to add in. Like the fact that we're talking about these remasters, right, and revisiting older franchises, like what Jack said about Bad Company and Mass Effect, and it's Skate every year, but like we'll throw Skate in the mix here. It's interesting that I feel like outside of the sports titles that we expect, which will be here, we don't really know anything EA has planned right now. So if all their big projects, like all their Dragon Ages and the next Battlefield, if those are still a ways out, maybe they do realize that they can coast on their old games that have a lot more positive fandom around them, like the Skates, the Mass Effects, the Dead Spaces, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely sure. Yeah, and it just makes sense. But like, I do have one that is I'm gonna get some turning heads. I assume when I go off on this beat. But I do hope that we get a little exposition, if you will, about the state that they are reworking of Anthem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be cool to see.
I would love to see at least, even if it's like a super dev diary type of trailer, just even if we don't see any gameplay, like we'd just love to see like them put that foot forward to the response of like people coming out when they said that, hey, we have a 30-person team working on this reworking of Anthem. 30 people doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things in terms of a massive studio like BioWare, So I think if they were to come out and be like, hey, like this is what we have planned, like here's some of the faces that, are working on this project and we believe in it so much that we're putting it on EA Play, I think it could be an interesting way to like start that positive train that they are trying to build for Anthem, as someone who liked the gameplay for sure, but definitely saw its shortcomings as a game for sure. But I'm not sure if they'd bring up Anthem here, but I would like to see it,
That would be a very candid conversation, I feel, for a game that really struggled from launch. It reminds me of Destiny in a way, and it reminds me of Battlefront 2 a lot. And they're obviously familiar with Battlefront 2 since EA publishes that, so it would be a very candid conversation, but it would be nice to hear from developers and to see how they're retooling that game.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen that kind of tone before from EA, like I forget what game it was, but they had like their game changers that was like basically glorified QA testers, and then they were like, so you're a community member, like you're a streamer, you play our game, what do you want us to change? That whole thing.
Right.
And even with the reveal of Battlefront 2, they were like, hey, we heard you. Like you wanted a campaign. So Battlefront 2 is the campaign game. So I could see them do something similar with Anthem, even if they don't show anything. Just sort of like a goodwill, good faith announcement of like, hey, yeah, we are doing this. Here's the goal. See you next year, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Because I anticipate even if we got a title of like, hey, this is Anthem next, or like this is like Anthem New Horizons, or like whatever they call it. I think putting a name on it could be interesting. New Horizons.
Sure,
I think
yeah.
like putting a name on it could do a lot, as well. Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious about, because I really think that they have something with Anthem.
Yeah.
There's something there. I think it just has to be flexed, has to be nurtured.
Yeah, it's fun to play. I really like BioWare, so I have faith a reboot could work.
Yeah. I think it could definitely do it. But love what they're doing here as well, at the 8 minute and 46 mark, giving a little shine on some organizations doing the good fight in terms of social injustice. What's up?
They just did a freeze frame.
Well,
on 8:46, and then like the normal countdown's still going. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we have a normal clock to the left of it. It's small towards the progression bar of time, but the main clock stopped at 8:46. Yeah, so
Gotcha.
Pretty cool right there. You gotta love it. But Jack, if you were to give me, what is something that you think is not going to be here, but something that you damn want? Like what's like your outlandish, out of the ordinary, hype announcement?
Yeah, so it would be Star Wars related. So EA has the license until 2023. So they got some time left. I'm sure they're working on some Star Wars games that haven't been announced yet. Would love a Star Wars game that concerns a character that has nothing to do with Jedi Order. Like Star Wars Scoundrels would be a really cool idea for just like a smuggler or like a Han Solo type rogue-esque character. Third person action would be really cool, in the vein of Star Wars 1313, which was canceled unfortunately. I would love to see something like that appear. So hopefully either this year or next year we'll get that, but I don't anticipate seeing that today. Would be awesome.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Christian, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, just commenting on Jax, also, like, I've come to expect from EA, like, if there's a Star Wars title at an E3 conference, that's the Star Wars title. Like, I feel like we never really get double downing on it, because especially if it's like if they led with Squadrons and that's like the $40 game, I don't think they also go like, and now here's the $60 game that might be more appealing for a wider audience. Like,
Right.
It doesn't seem like something they would do, I guess. Even though, yes, I'd love absolutely the Smuggler game, the Scoundrel game. Please give me that. To bring up another franchise, I guess, like beside Mass Effect, of course, Skate is the one. I think Skate is just so good. Tony Hawk's coming back, and that's exciting. Love the Pro Skater games, but Skate has a good. I feel like Skate control-wise is a little more dynamic, and it's fun trying to injure yourself in Skate. Skate 3 really like cranked that up all the way. So seeing a return to Skate, I feel like it could still coexist, even though we have Tony Hawk back this fall. Like, they're different enough, and I would like both of them for different reasons, that I would love to see them go back to that franchise, even though I feel like they won't.
Yeah, people have been clamoring for Skate 4 forever.
Yeah.
It seems. It's just, it's one of those, it's not up to the level of like a Half-Life 3 situation, but it is one of those games where every year people are going to call out the new Skate game, and every year it's not announced. So maybe it's this year. Who knows? That would be, but what were you saying, Christian? That's definitely a good point. Like, it's good to have competition in all sorts of things. And if Tony Hawk's coming out this year, I'm sure it. I mean, it would be a great thing to have Skate sort of combat that in the more realistic sort of setting compared to Tony Hawk's arcade setting.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we got just under 4 minutes until EA Play Live. I do want to address Robin's comment here in the chat, but before I forget this in my head, once again, my ultimate dream hype announcement is Star Wars 1313 Revival. Like, I would sob. I would cry because, man, I was so hyped for 1313. I thought that looked so cool at that one. What was it, 2014, 2013? I forget. 2012?
It was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's nearing a decade ago. Yeah.
It was before Next Gen was announced.
So it's probably 2012.
I think it was 2012 because I think it was the Watch Dogs E3.
Yeah, man.
If I remember.
Such a tragedy. 8 years ago. Man, we're getting old. Anyway, Robin says, what are you expecting from Star Wars Squadrons? I have a lot of hopes for Squadrons. I think I'm just like having a fearful like tampering of expectations based off of how they were out the gate saying like, hey, this is a $40 game. Like I didn't expect them to like have that out in front of like seeing, a lot of what the gameplay is, like story and stuff like that. I mean, gameplay, what I'm imagining is like go into a galactic conquest battle in Battlefront 2. Like I think that's what the game is going to likely look like, maybe some more deeper ways to make the controls feel unique and maybe some certain abilities that make it a bit unique, for sure. But I think story-wise, I wonder if we're going to have like separate campaigns involving like one's the rebellion, one's the empire, or it's going to be woven in between, and maybe somehow these two storylines make sense when you tell it, interwoven. I'm very curious. And of course, I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say it 1,000 times again, having Hera in there can mean some really, really cool stuff in terms of Rebels content and everything. And just the whole era of like pre A New Hope is so interesting, when you take into account, of course, Rebels, and then why am I forgetting Rogue One, of course, like there's a lot of cool stuff in there that they can do a lot of really, really cool things. So I'm expecting a lot of good stuff. It's really easy to sell me on a Star Wars game personally. I know it's pretty easy to sell you guys too in a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
For like
absolutely.
It's like kind of unfair, like
yeah.
You really don't gotta show me a lot, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Any as we wind down towards the minute marker of EA Play's beginning, do we have any final predictions? Any last things you want to say, or maybe like anything you want to let off your chest?
Yeah, I would love to see some, and I kind of expect to see some new Apex Legends stuff.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know what that would be, whether they're like right in the middle of season 5 right now. So I don't think it would be anything like that, but would love, Christian, you were mentioning this on Jedi Knights for Battlefront crossplay. Would love to see that be a sweeping thing across not just Apex, but Battlefront and any like Madden, FIFA, any multiplayer game they have. Would love for EA to come out and be like, we hear you, we're going to be the publisher that has crossplay like throughout our games from here on out. That would be amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. And following up what you said about Apex, anything Titanfall related, even if it's like Titans and Apex for an event or something,
I would
like that,
fucking cry.
That'd be sick.
Oh, let's go.
A blessing on a kind of funny show brought up maybe adding a small campaign to Apex at one point to flesh out that world. I would love that too.
I would love that.
I'm excited
for sure. Oh, we're going straight into a trailer, boys. Here we go. EA Play, bumping up the volume.
Also, Dead Space is probably happening.
Dead Space, man, we forgot that. Yeah, that too.
The Dead Space writer's working on something.
Yeah, and they're all the Dead Space games went on sale today.
Hello and welcome everyone to EA Play
that can't be a coincidence.
2020.
I agree.
We're happy that you're joining us today. Over the next 45 minutes or so, we've got so much for you, including creative, innovative, and really fun new games, and a lot of news to share. But before we get into the show, I'd like to take just a minute here. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to first responders, medical staff, and essential personnel. This has certainly been a challenging year. From natural disasters like the bushfires in my home country to the devastating COVID-19 pandemic, these brave heroes are working to keep us safe and healthy at every turn. I also want to thank our teams for their amazing dedication while working from home. What you've been able to achieve is nothing short of inspirational. We are also deeply thankful to all of you, our players. Even when we've had to stay physically apart, billions of you are using games to come together, to play, and do amazing things for each other. You've shown why this is truly the greatest form of entertainment on the planet. This is also a critical time for the movement to end racism and racial injustice in this world. Black lives matter, and there is much to be done to drive real and meaningful change. A couple of weeks ago, we shared some actions that Electronic Arts is taking. We will not rest on this. It's a long-term commitment. We're here for players of every color, background, religion, and personal preference. We will continue to build strong representation in our games, and we are focused on making our communities fun, inclusive, and positive places to play. We also have real work to do to bring greater diversity into our company, and we are committed to doing that work. Today, we're here because of the power of games. Games bring us together. They can make our lives better, they can teach us, they can provide escape and self-expression. And most of all, games can be fun. All of us at Electronic Arts believe in that, and it's why we're excited to get up every morning to make great experiences for all of you. So thanks for being here with us. And now, let's get into some games.
Honestly, it felt a little hollow at first, but like coming around. To,
What's
like,
up, everybody?
the
I'm Greg Miller, and welcome to EA Play.
Yeah.
We had an incredible show in LA planned
dude.
for you. Huge stage, massive setup, these giant monitors. I was gonna fly in an X-Wing. I was gonna land the X-Wing on stage. I was gonna set off a bunch of fireworks. Then what? T-shirt cannon, bam, shooting out game consoles. Then Carol Baskin, some tigers. That last part was all me. Then, because of circumstances beyond our control, we had to come up with something a little different.
Blue and yellow flannel.
Instead of LA, I'm in my hometown of San Francisco, but we still have the
Nice
Tigers.
and subtle.
What's that, James? No Tigers. So you lied. Oh, all right. I'm being told there are no Tigers, but whatever. We're still gonna bring you the EA Play you know and
Greg
love.
Miller's all
Huge
over
surprises,
the,
big
impromptu
announcements,
E3 this
incredible
year.
reveals,
Straight up.
and
Yeah.
never before
He's
seen
doing it.
gameplay.
He's doing it. He's out
Coming
here.
up over the next hour, we've got game reveals galore, world premiere trailers of new titles, some old favorites making a comeback, a look at a new way Star Wars fans can live out their greatest fantasies this year, plus a sneak peek at the
some
future.
old favorites.
Oh, and pay close attention because today you could win one of thousands of Steam codes for more than a dozen great EA games
Deliver
on
the
Steam.
goods, Greg.
Throughout the show, keep an eye out for discreetly placed
I believe in Greg
golden
Miller.
letters.
I want to play Dead Space, man. I really do.
Write them down as they appear, and at the end of the show, we'll tell you where you can enter that secret code for a chance to win free games on Steam. So don't go anywhere. Who am I kidding? None of us can leave our houses. But enough talking. Let's see some games. Up first, we're headed to the Outlands. That's right. It's Apex Legends time.
Okay, I like this. Lead off
Sweet,
with
right
this.
into Apex.
Yep, let's get into it.
Anyone want to take me out?
You should smile.
I got a #2 placement today, guys. Couldn't secure the dub, but we got close.
Hey,
Hey
I
Apex
gotta play
fans,
more
the battle
Apex.
just
I
keeps
love
getting
it.
bigger.
You'll get
Thanks
next
to
time,
you,
Jack. It's all
Apex
good.
Legends is coming off its
Thanks.
most
Let's
successful,
squad up, guys.
most epic season yet,
I'm down.
and we're just
I'm
getting
down.
started. Season 4 saw more of you jumping into the fight than ever before, and you've kept that amazing momentum going forward, making Season 5 the biggest and best start to a season ever.
Took out an enemy.
There's something about
Hold
the
on to your
Peacekeeper
holograms.
shotgun that is literally one of the most satisfying guns.
We hope
I've
you've been
ever used.
enjoying Season
And
5,
yeah, that
Fortune's
is
Favor,
that's amazing.
which has seen the introduction of our latest legend, Loba, a major map change to Kings Canyon, rest in peace, Skulltown, an all-new ranked series, and a ton of
No,
quality of
Skulltown
life
sucks.
updates.
I'll
But it's
stand-
about to get
I'll
even
stand
better.
here and say it.
Today, I'm here to tell you about what's coming next to Season 5 with our latest collection event, Lost Treasures. Take a look.
I might bury you here. No one will ever know. You'll just be gone.
Adventurers, raiders, explorers. They risk everything in search of fame, fortune,
Ooh, I like that
answers.
skin.
With that Wraith skin.
That looked
What
hot.
they're looking for.
That looked hot.
I like the Revenant.
But if they survive, they might walk away with lost treasures.
Ooh, Crypto.
I'll high-five you all when I see you.
Nice little facial hair you got there.
Mobile respawn beacon here.
My sinuses
Whoa.
are firing again. Check yourself or wreck yourself.
Hey, thanks. I owe you one.
That's huge. That lifeline.
Guns? Who needs guns? I don't need guns.
I know what I'm looking for. I won't walk away without it. 너를 찾을 거야.
T, it's me. Be careful. He's watching you.
Interesting.
Dude, I love Apex.
Okay.
As you just saw, the Lost Treasures Collection event brings with it a ton of great content, including a new limited time mode, Armed and Dangerous Evolved. It's the return of a fan favorite, snipers and shotties only, but with a twist.
Sending out my decoy.
Love it.
All armor is Evo armor, and we're removing all of the respawn beacons across the entire map. Don't worry though, you'll still be able to bring back your teammates with the help of a new item, the mobile respawn beacon. You'll have one of these in your inventory at the start of each match, giving you the power to choose when, and more importantly, where you bring your teammates back into the battle. Lost
That's
Treasures
huge. That
also
changes the
introduces
game.
a new town takeover, Crypto's Map Room, which gives players a closer look at what motivates this drone-wielding hacker. And of course, the Lost Treasures collection delivers a bunch of exclusive content you can earn by completing challenges, as well as all new event-exclusive cosmetic items and the introduction of your boy Mirage's heirloom, which is fittingly a trophy of himself.
Excited to see you all in the ring. Don't worry, there's plenty of me's to go around.
And the best part is you don't have to wait that long. Lost Treasures drops on Tuesday, June 23rd. And that's not all, Apex fans. The battle is expanding. That's right, this fall we're bringing Apex Legends to Steam. And I know you're hoping, wondering, praying, so before you ask, yeah, crossplay is coming to Apex this fall.
Hey, let's
It's
go!
been one of the biggest requests we get.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm thrilled to finally deliver it to our fans. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, one last
That's
thing.
awesome.
Let's make it official.
Oh shit!
And
Yo!
we're incredibly excited to be
That's
bringing
huge.
Apex
Let's
Legends to
go!
Switch this fall.
Hey!
And we'll share more details in the months ahead.
Wow!
So that means you'll be able to squad up no matter where you and your friends prefer to play. Xbox, PlayStation,
Oh
Switch,
shit!
or on
Wow!
the PC
It's
via
like
Origin
50
and Steam.
gigs.
We're throwing out a lifeline
big
and healing
boy.
the divide between the platforms.
That's
On
yo,
behalf of the
that's
entire
cool.
Apex team,
Okay.
we want to thank our
There we
incredible
go.
community. Your passion
Nice,
for the
dude.
game is truly inspiring. We look forward to seeing you
Nice.
all in the arena. And don't forget, check out Lost Treasures on June 23rd.
So did they say Switch would be included in crossplay?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
They updated the graphic after they
That is.
talked about Switch.
It became like a hexagon type thing. Yeah, yeah. That's nice. That is really, really cool. I did not anticipate that at all, honestly. Wow.
Wow, they killed that.
That was nice. That was a great update.
Sul, everyone.
Also,
One thing I
love
admire
their
about
presentation
Apex
going on
Legends
here.
is
I
its
love
commitment
it.
to having
They're doing a
such
really
a
good job.
diverse range of characters.
Presentation-wise.
At The Sims, we've always believed representation and diversity in games is critically important, perhaps now more than ever. It's difficult to put into words just how meaningful it can be to see yourself reflected in the games you play. So, here to tell you in their own words are a few members of our Sims community.
It's a very interesting thing to explain.
It feels empowering, actually, and very moving.
It really taught me a lot. The importance of just like keeping relationships good with people.
It's probably like the only place where I was open.
They get to see my personality first before seeing my disability, I guess you could say.
I found myself to be the only black child in my school. I was discriminated, I was bullied. My skin tone, my height, and my teeth.
First realized that I was trans, and I was like praying to God to undo it. I have this world where I can express myself and be myself.
Where I come from, who I am, the color of my skin, you know, who I'm attracted to, let any of that get in the way. It was no barriers.
No matter where I was or what I was going through, I had my safe place. This is plausible. This is a future you can have.
It was almost like I was peeking into the future, and I didn't know it at the time, but it gave me hope.
It gave me a sense of hope that I could build a life that looked like that.
The Sims is almost like a utopia of what I hope our world eventually becomes.
As I got more comfortable with my character in the game, I got more comfortable with myself.
I play to build me.
I play to express myself.
I play to make a difference.
I play to feel good about myself.
I play to have confidence.
To have me time.
Fuel my creativity.
It's more than just a game. It's creating your life.
As you just saw, there are so many reasons why I am proud to be part of the Sims global community. We want the Sims to be a place of unity and hope, a place where you can be your authentic self and build your vision for our shared world, a place to imagine what's possible. To our Simmers, thank you for everything you've done to make your communities, virtual and real, a better place. Now, I know some of you tuned in hoping for some Sims news, and we'll have plenty to share as the summer goes on, but we do have one announcement for you. We'll be welcoming players on a whole new platform as The Sims 4 arrives on Steam today. Take a look.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say Switch.
Yeah.
It's not on Switch.
I was kind of hoping for Switch.
No, Sims is not on Switch.
My girlfriend loves The Sims, so that would be huge if that came out on Switch.
I only ever got super into My Sims. It was basically an Animal Crossing clone on the Wii. That was fun.
Never been in The Sims, but I really thought that. I would have assumed that it would have probably been on Switch, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked it's not.
Yeah, surprised Apex is happening on Switch for The Sims.
Yeah, that. Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I feel like we gotta do it in art style or something.
It's not gonna look.
Oh, it's gonna look raw.
Good.
What if
goodbye textures?
Remember that reveal trailer that was kind of like low texture, like more like painterly
for Apex?
First initial trailer for Apex. Maybe they try to do that art style.
Yeah,
intense.
That would be cool.
The
Hey
internal storage
everyone,
on Switch
Alex
is
here from the
32
social
gigs.
team, and joining me today from our community team is
Oh, we got
Freeman.
Respawn now,
Hey,
boys.
folks, yes, we're here to tell you that it's not just
look at
The
that
Sims
wallpaper.
4 arriving on Steam today. 5 more great EA games, including Titanfall 2, A Way Out, and Dead Space 3, are all playable right this second.
And
What was
when
it?
EA Access arrives on Steam this fall, you can get
Dead
all those
Space
great
3.
titles and a ton more with your membership.
You can also expect
Titanfall
to
2.
see our new
Titanfall
releases
2,
on
A
Steam
Way
too.
Out.
One of the first arrived just a short while ago with full mod support via Steamworks.
The critics love it, and we know you will too. This is Command & Conquer Remastered.
Man, that was a lot of information that one time. That was a lot.
Yeah,
Here's one
think,
of the remastered.
I think some of this stuff's been out. I think Command & Conquer Remastered got announced like last E3 maybe. And I think the Steam news. Feels like it's a recap. I feel like the Steam news came out earlier this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about Titanfall at least today.
Gotcha.
Actually.
So we have Apex coming to Steam, Sims 4 coming to Steam, Dead Space 3, Titanfall 2, and A Way Out.
Commander.
All coming to Steam.
So far.
Gotcha. So far.
And Steam isn't the only platform getting some love. We'll be bringing games to more platforms than ever.
You can expect 7 new games coming to Switch in the next 12 months, including Burnout Paradise coming tomorrow and Apex Legends later this year.
Whoa.
And we're bringing crossplay to many of your favorite games too, starting with Need for Speed Heat and continuing with some new titles being revealed later in the show.
It's all about giving you the freedom to play what you want, where you want.
I know, I was
and
gonna say,
with who
Christian,
you
did your
want.
heart stop?
It's about playing together.
Absolutely. Now, let's reveal some more games. Over to you, Greg.
I totally thought
Quick
Burnout was on
reminder to
Switch
keep an
already.
eye out for those special golden letters hidden throughout the show. They could appear anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And I mean anywhere. So keep your eyes open. Write the letters down as they appear, and once you've got the full code, you'll be able to enter for a chance to win
So
one
far,
of
I've seen
more than a
EA
dozen great
for the
games
letters.
on Steam. So stay tuned and find out where to enter the code at the end of the show. Now, if you follow my content at
I
all,
love
then
this set.
you know
I
there's
love this set
nothing
look.
I love more than buffalo wings and discovering inventive new games. Well, I don't have any buffalo wings, but I do have something just as tasty. Over the past couple of years, EA has partnered with the amazing studios like Haze Light and Zoink to give us such creative titles as A Way Out and Faye. Here to explain how they do it are a few of the talented developers working on the next wave of EA originals.
Joseph Ferris, we're coming up.
Fuck the Oscars.
I saw somebody be like, let him say fuck E3.
Sometimes you just have this great idea of
Oh,
a
that'd be
game,
great.
but it can be really hard to do it on your own.
We wanted space for our studio's creativity to flow free, so that we could try unconventional approaches to solving new ideas. There are times where you've got to like break past your own sort of mental blocks, even if that meant building a whole new kind of game engine.
We get to do the game we want to do.
Homie.
Nothing.
Here we are.
And I mean nothing comes into the game if it doesn't follow the vision.
We can really push our ideas further and bigger than we first imagined.
Let's find that magic.
And now for a deeper dive into what these developers are working on, we turn our spotlight on 3 studios. Up first is Haze Light,
Oh, the
and
letter's
their
gonna say EA Play.
mild-mannered,
I was gonna
quiet
say.
leader,
Oh my god, it's
Joseph
gonna spell
Ferris.
EA Play.
I was gonna say, guys, I think it's gonna spell E3.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Please
shit.
welcome Joseph Ferris.
Fire. Let's go. I love this.
There are like passionate people.
I
there are
love
crazy
Brothers.
people, and there's me. Okay, can you swear here? Can you swear? Okay. The Oscars, you know? The Oscars!
Iconic.
No apologies there. Yeah, I know I'm cocky. I can't help it, man.
Savage. Savage.
I was born in Beirut, 1977. I lived there 10 years. There was civil war, and there was a lot of bad stuff happening there. We tried to move 5 times to Sweden. The 5th time they let us in. And that's lucky for Sweden, because I've given Sweden a lot, you know. My 3rd movie, Zodo, it's basically about my life when I came to Sweden when I was young. I've done 5 feature
know he did
movies.
films.
I've done
I didn't know he did
movies,
I didn't know
and
that
it's
either.
way hard to make a game. It's almost like the audience have control of the
Interesting.
pacing of the story, while in movies it's being paced.
I guess that makes
for
sense coming from
you. In video games,
A Way
there's
Out.
so
That is
much
very
to be
like
explored from a
cinematic.
storytelling perspective because of the interactivity. There are some studios out there that are making games that have good stories, but they pretty much have one mechanic they like reuse all the time. The designers and the story writers are kind of like doing 2 different games. That's why I founded Haze Light, to keep pushing the boundaries of what is possible in games. That's what game number 3 from Haze Light is all about. And action. The new game, It Takes Two, is a co-op action-adventure platformer that will blow your f***ing mind away. The story starts out with a small family. Cody, May, that's the parents, and then Rose, the little daughter. So Cody and May are about to separate. Rose doesn't want them to divorce, so she creates 2 dolls out of wood and clay, and these dolls magically come alive, and you actually controls both Cody and May. And you could say you're almost controlling their emotions. You're almost playing their emotions. There's even levels where we're actually making a mechanic for their emotions. So again, marrying the story and the mechanics. And I think for the players, that's gonna feel very new, different, and unique. They haven't played anything like this before.
That sounds awesome.
It Takes Two is a crazy roller coaster ride that doesn't really have an ending. It has an ending, but that ending
just
is
love
that
how
the
they're
roller
like,
coaster
"All right, look."
crashes and you fly into the sky and
We're
get
not gonna
up
ask
into
you
space.
anything.
And when you're in space, you're like,
Just talk.
what the am I doing
And
up
we'll figure
here?
it out.
And then maybe you get back to Earth again. That's the best way to describe it. It Takes Two, actually.
I love games where you play as something that's like small in really boring places.
Wow,
Like a kitchen?
that was the
Mm.
best
Doing
way
that,
to
yeah,
describe
that's
it.
it.
All right, Joseph, we love you so much.
This is,
Thank
in
you.
fact,
Keep it up
gonna
over
say
there
EA
for the
Play.
Oscars. Of course, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, let's keep this originals train rolling, and let's stay in Sweden. Of course, I'm a fan of both
Be
their
sure to
delicious
eat
red
your
gummy fish
Ovaltine.
and their video games.
A
So,
crummy
ladies and gentlemen,
commercial.
please welcome Klaus and Olav from Zoink Games.
Is this also under the
Thanks,
EA
Greg.
Originals umbrella?
Welcome to Gothenburg and, well, my home. Unfortunately, I didn't bring you any Swedish fish, but we do have some exciting news for you about our latest game. At Zoink, we've always been driven by love of rich visual storytelling and creating strange worlds that people can escape to. The weirder, the better. And I think my friend Olav
His
would
office
agree.
is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And for our next game, though, we wanted to try something a little darker, something out of a gothic fairy tale. What started with a mood and some paintings grew into this eerie, strange world that feels like something out of a beautiful, twisted dream. And that's the world of Random.
Lost and Random is the story of Even, a little girl with a big heart and an even bigger temper. After a horrible event that changes her life, she embarks on a dangerous journey through the world of Random. But fortunately, she's not alone. Just like I have Olav, Even also has a crazy little weird friend thing with her.
Along her journey, Even discovers Dicey, a playful, loyal, almost puppy-like dice companion that gives her the power to really change things in the kingdom of Random. Despite the name, in Even's world, randomness is feared, and a dark force controls every aspect of life, from where you live to how you act or what your favorite color is.
Because the dice
It's
is
a
random.
coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of a mysterious world, but it holds a modern message that's really relevant to our world right now.
I think we can all relate to the desire to try and control the chaos around us. With Dicey's help, though, Even learns the power in doing just the opposite. Embrace the randomness, accept the uncertainties in life, and you'll be surprised how far it takes you.
Imagine if you could change the course of life with the roll of a dice. What would you do? Play it safe or trust in yourself and take a chance? We can't wait for you to play and find out.
We're still a long ways from launch, but we hope you will join Even and Dicey on their journey next year. Until then, please enjoy this first look at Lost and Random.
Welcome to Random.
Looks very medieval as well.
Sure, yeah.
The world of Random bends with the roll of one dice. A dice that has ruled this kingdom for generations.
I like the art style.
Transforming
Yeah,
the
getting some
fates
Tim Burton
of
vibes
people
here, for
just
sure.
like you. But what if I told you there is another dice with the power to change everything? Now, my friend, it's your turn to roll, to play the odds, and break the curse of Random.
Well, well.
You can't have the sweet without the sour.
No, Dicey.
I want Tim Burton to make a game.
Yeah.
I love the dice. Buddy was popping.
Would you guys believe me if I said my friends and I roll d20s
Really
to
cool.
decide
That's
what
what
we
get
do?
lost in Random in
For, like,
man.
food or something?
Embracing randomness.
Absolutely.
I feel like I live that every day in my life.
And also, it is difficult to swallow.
Do you know I was going to do that? You didn't know that.
Robin says,
Dicey
Did I miss
is
an
a
L?
weird animal. The game's out next year.
I don't
but
know.
For something that's blasting
I don't
off
remember
a
seeing
whole
that.
lot sooner, take it away, Kevin Franklin.
At Final Strike Games, our team of experienced industry veterans have worked on
that
incredible
name, this
multiplayer
video.
franchises. We are passionately focused on making great multiplayer games. That's why I am incredibly excited to announce that we have partnered with the talented team at EA to release our first ever title, Rocket Arena. As you'll see, we stay loyal to the name of the game. It's a rockets-only shooter that allows players to get into the action quickly and stay in the fight. We wanted Rocket Arena to be an awesome, competitive experience to play with friends. I think you're gonna love what we've got in store for you. Here is the all-new trailer of Rocket Arena. Enjoy.
I love me a good shooter.
Rockets away. Let's kick this into gear.
The trophy will soon be mine.
Have you ever wondered why life is so good on Crater? Sure, we've got the beautiful beaches.
Cannonball!
Quality public transportation. And exotic destinations.
Another victory.
The people are courteous and friendly.
Jolly good for me.
And always happy to help their fellow citizens.
Are you leaving already?
This looks a lot like Fortnite, right?
Oh, that and like Overwatch, even the
No, I just feel like
soundtrack.
in the faces and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, art style I can see.
I want to see something that stands out.
Oh no, this is new Green Day. This is new Green Day.
Oh, Kevin muted.
Oh, thank you. Good point. Keep talking. Keep it going. Keep talking. Okay, we're muted. All right, guys. You
We're
can see.
protecting your ears.
Yeah. Pew pew. Yeah.
Dude, new Green Day is awful.
3v3. Okay. All right.
I still though I love that you're able to pick that up because I listened to some of the new stuff and I could not tell you. I thought this could have been an original for the game.
Nope, this is Green Day. This may be the best song from their new album. That is not saying much. As someone like for years, Green Day has been my favorite band. New album's absolute garbage.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the way this is looking. You know,
like for a small team though, this looks pretty like good, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially being like planned as a balanced multiplayer thing.
Bumping up the volume again.
Place. But in order to come out on top, there's a lot to master. You'll have a range of rocket-powered abilities to blast opponents out of the arena, and an arsenal of evasive moves. Rocket jump, rocket climb, and dodge to avoid getting knocked out yourself. Don't worry though, you're never out of the action for long. Even when you're out, you'll fly right back into the fray. You'll also be able to really customize your own unique look and playstyle. Each of the 10 heroes available at launch have their own rocket-powered abilities. And as you play, you'll discover items that allow you to further refine each of your heroes' playstyles. Plus, every character has 100 levels of progression that unlock new cosmetics and rewards. All that and much more when Rocket Arena arrives on July 14th.
Oh, soon.
And there's plenty
That's
more
really
content
quick.
to come
What was
in
it?
our first
August
season,
14th?
which begins just
July
2 weeks
14th.
after launch
Oh,
on
July
July
14th?
28th, and brings with it a blast pass and a ton of free content, including new maps, in-game events, and a new playable character. Rocket Arena is a game meant to be played with friends, regardless of platform. That's why we're thrilled to announce cross-play support right from the start.
There you go.
You're right,
grab
Jack.
your friends,
The crossplay
regardless
show.
of their platform.
I hope so.
And get ready to
We're getting
blast
that.
off
We're
with
getting that.
Rocket Arena on July 14th on PlayStation, Xbox, Origin, and Steam. And we'll be sharing more gameplay right after the show with the help of some great content creators. So check us out on YouTube
I wonder if
at
this
the
is
link
free to play.
below.
Yeah, that's what I was
See you in
waiting
the
for.
arena.
Yeah, I'm very curious too. It seems like
Wow,
they're
that
going
looks
for that
great.
model.
And hopefully you've all been
Yeah.
keeping track of the golden letters
There's the
hidden
Y.
throughout the show and nearly cracked the code. Here's a hint. It's not Kanye. Keep an eye out for the last couple of letters, and then at the end of the show, we'll reveal where you need to go to enter the code and a chance to win some great games on Steam. Now, from the future of rocket warfare, we head to a different kind of battle. It's the real reason I didn't get any sleep last night, and if you thought you heard sleigh bells, that's because it might as well be Christmas in June. It's finally time to talk Star Wars Squadrons.
Okay, all right, never
Now,
mind.
okay, I promise you, we are going to get a first look at some brand new gameplay in just a moment. But first, for anyone who doesn't fully grasp why I'm so excited, earlier this week, EA and Lucasfilm dropped a trailer that literally gave me all the feels, chills, joy, excitement, and then more chills on top of that. Take a look.
New trailer.
Is this gonna get claimed or no?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
This is different. This is new.
When the perfect shot.
I think it's some of the same footage.
Yeah.
Five pilots,
one squadron.
The galaxy's finest.
Dude, Bespin's looking really good.
It looks so good, man. This looks so
I gotta imagine
good.
that's
October 2nd.
Rendered in Frostbite.
Wow. The 8-year-old and all of us celebrating and excited. The 37-year-old man on this couch is excited. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second year in a row, I have the honor and privilege of helping introduce a new Star Wars title. And here, to put the hype in hyperdrive, is none other than Motive's creative director, Ian Frazier. Hello, Ian.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to actually get to show this to people.
I bet. Now, in my copious notes I have on you, I'm told you are quite the Star Wars fan and have been a long time. How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much my whole life. I don't
When's
even remember
the
the
Watto,
first time I saw the movies.
Yeah,
and as a
you know
kid,
he's gonna do it.
there was a lot of
Insert
different
coming.
parts of Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot, that idea of climbing into an X-Wing or a TIE fighter. So, you know, I played all the flight games in the 90s, and I got pretty obsessive about them. I'd pause, meticulously draw the insides of the cockpits and stuff. And actually, I dug up some of those drawings from my parents' attic over the holidays.
That's cool.
We're showing them right now to the world.
Wow,
This
that's actually really
strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fandom.
I think at Motive you'll find that quite a few people have that level of Star Wars fandom.
Is that the Book
we
of the
started
Wills?
this project. I
To
talked
his
to a lot of
left.
people as they joined the team, and a
I
lot
was
of them
gonna
had
say, does he
similar
have the
kinds of
Sacred
stories and
Jedi
things they'd done
text?
as
Dude, those are the
kids.
Sacred Jedi
One of them
text
even
dead
built
ass.
a functional cockpit in his garage.
That's right there.
Wow, that's fandom on another level. How do you guys go
that
from
solo
being
book,
a
too.
fan,
I saw
drawing what
that.
you
I
see
saw
in the
that
game,
too.
or
I saw
building a
that.
cockpit in
I
your
saw that.
garage, to actually making this game?
Solo 2, make it happen.
I think that fandom, just love of Star Wars, has provided a really good foundation for us. But on top of that, of course, the team at Motive got a lot of experience working with Star Wars when they worked on Battlefront 2. And when Battlefront 2 wrapped up, there was a really small group of us that were really into particularly the pilot experience within Star Wars. And we wanted to make something new, something that really went all in on that part of the fantasy. And so we did kind of a grassroots initiative, or started a little passion project, and that ramped up into eventually what is the game we're going to show you today.
You talk about, you know, your passion for this, your nostalgia for Star Wars flight games of the past. How do you honor that but make something brand new?
It's been interesting. You know, we're trying to kind of pull from that spiritual heritage of many different games in that time period. At the same time, we want to do something that feels fresh and new for fans today. And so what we've tried to look at is sort of the spiritual core of what I think are the best of the Star Wars flight games of the past. And what they did that I love is that they made that part of the universe real. The level of depth and detail that they show in the ships, the way that you control them, is something that I remember fondly from my childhood, and is something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. You know, in real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill. And that's something that you'll see throughout the game. You know, as you start off playing, it's pretty straightforward, fly around, shoot your lasers. But as you get deeper into it, you start learning how to divert energy from your lasers to your engines, how to shift your shields from the front to the back to cover your butt in a dogfight.
Cool.
Or at the higher levels of skills,
That's way more depth
you can
than
do really
Battlefront.
crazy stuff. Like you can boost
Right.
your engines, fly ahead,
'Cause you
cut
always
them
hear
off,
about, hey,
whip around 180 and shoot a missile
Make sure
off
the
your own
power's
tail
diverted
while
to
drifting
the
back.
forward shield.
The
It's
real
like,
ace pilot stuff.
No, we
And
get to
that's
do
really
it.
where we have
Let's
a lot
go.
of fun with the
I want to
I
divert
want to
power
do
to
that.
my
I
rear
want to
shield.
learn how
Let's
to
go.
do that. I understand the nuts and bolts of how to play it. Is
That
there a
too.
single player story? Is there a multiplayer mode? What are we getting into?
It's actually some of both. So the game starts with a brand new single-player story, takes place a little bit after Return of the Jedi, and it has kind of a unique dual perspective approach to it. So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. You create a New Republic pilot and an Imperial pilot, and you're going to alternate between their perspectives, mission
That's
to
cool.
mission, over the course of the story. You're going to meet a diverse cast of characters along the way, and also a few familiar faces. Now, when you're done with that story and you've played maybe a bit in the practice range, you say, hey, I want to try multiplayer. We want to make it really easy for you to hop online with your friends and play competitive space battles at that point. And so we've done a lot to try to reduce the barriers, to make it as easy as possible for you to play with your friends. And so I'm happy to say we fully support crossplay. You could be on PS4, Xbox One,
There we
PC.
go.
You could be playing on a traditional display or in VR, which, fun fact, the entire game supports VR from beginning to end. It's pretty cool. But regardless of how you're playing, which platform, they can all play together. Just hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space battle.
You just Death Starred my mind, man. Like, that's awesome. That is, the big question, when can people actually play it?
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons is coming out on October 2nd.
Okay, not too long at all. I was worried about you. I thought you were going to leave me on a teaser there. You didn't. You actually delivered. I appreciate that. The next big ask I have on behalf of everybody watching, I'm sure, who came here for one specific reason.
Here we go.
Can we see some new gameplay? I mean, can we see
water.
any gameplay?
I was going to say water. It's
Absolutely.
water.
I kind of figured you might want to. On behalf of everyone at Motive and the team at Lucasfilm, I am very happy to show you the world's first look at gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons. Enjoy.
I'm excited.
Fuck yeah.
The second Death Star is gone, but the Imperial fleet is still a threat. Vanguard Squadron. Let's make history.
This is it, Titan Squadron. Everything we've done has led to this. Finish those Vanguard scum!
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Earn your wings in a single-player story spanning 2 factions.
All stations! Fire on that ship!
Let's go.
And master multiplayer battles as a squadron of 5. With the option to play the entire game in VR. This
I'm
is the
playing the whole game in
definitive
VR.
Star Wars pilot experience.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, come on! You'll begin your career in a single-player story.
Welcome to Titan Squadron.
So
where
it's
you'll
not like you
play
might
as
have
2
to play single
combat
player,
pilots,
which is interesting.
flying for both the Empire and the New Republic. You'll experience this world through your cockpit.
Oh my
The
god.
instrumentation in front of you provides critical feedback about power
It looks-
management, targeting, and
Oh.
shields. With a
So-
squadron of diverse characters at your side, prove
Good.
your skills on increasingly challenging missions.
Ooh, that dude just whipped around.
Yeah,
Let's go!
Military dockyard. One of my spies has linked the attacks with the New Republic Starhawk project.
The story of the 2 pilots you play
Stick together.
will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready.
Let him have it.
Like, the cockpit already looked good in the Battlefront games, and even in the VR one, but and it
take
did
the
some of
fight
this stuff with
online,
sensors,
you'll
but
need
like
flight
it's
time with all 8
ridiculous
ships.
now.
It looks so
Fighters
good.
are the most flexible and versatile, able to handle any situation. Interceptors are fast and highly maneuverable.
Let's get him.
Ideal for hunting down your opponent's starfighters.
So they said you need playtime with all
Support
8
ships
ships
can keep
to
allies
play
safe
online.
and stocked up,
Interesting.
as well as disrupting enemy fighters.
At least like how it sounded like that you needed to play the single player to get the
Bombers
multiplayer.
are
You
the
know what I'm
heavy
saying?
hitters,
Yeah.
able to
I'm
deal
saying like, oh, like you
devastating
start off
damage
single
to
player
enemy
out of that.
flagships and starfighters.
But if you've got a preferred component and need something customized, I'll take care of it.
Unlock
This looks
everything you
significantly
need
more
to
in-depth in
customize
terms
your
of
pilot
controls
and
than
starfighters
Battlefront 2.
simply by playing the game. From cosmetics to an arsenal
hell
of over
yeah.
50 components that alter how your ships fly, fight,
Nice.
and survive.
They're on you.
I'll deal with it.
You can dramatically change your loadout depending on your squadron's
Oh, that's
strategy.
amazing.
Finally got him.
This will be critical in Star Wars Squadrons multiplayer modes. First up, dogfights.
The controls seem so
This is an
tight
all-out
too.
5v5 battle.
Like you can
Yeah, I was
turn
not a
on a
fan of the
dime.
Battlefront 2
Fine-tune
controls.
Yeah.
your loadouts
Right, that's
to
what
work
that's
as
what
a
looks
team.
great about this.
Moving in on the enemy.
Some Poe Dameron
Utilize
stuff going on.
components Like tractor beams,
Drifting in
turrets,
space.
That's what I want to do.
Mm.
I want to drift like
slow
Poe
down your
Dameron in my shit
opponents,
for real.
or set up your squad mates for the kill.
Rebels unmarked.
For teams looking for an even greater challenge, it's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode, Fleet Battles. Fleet Battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether playing solo or with friends, you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI as a squadron of 5.
Don't worry, I got him for you.
Meet your team in the social hub to solidify strategy, coordinate loadouts, and prepare for takeoff. First, push the front line by winning the dogfight in the center of the map. Next, attack or defend 2 medium-sized capital ships.
Sounds like capital supremacy.
capital.
Right?
Space.
Yeah.
And finally,
yeah.
the ultimate goal, Target and destroy the subsystems of your opponent's massive flagship and take
Love
it
doing
down.
this in the OG Battlefront.
At each
Chipping
phase,
away at
your
the shield
squadron
and
either
tank
pushes the
stuff.
line
Yep.
forward or falls back to defend.
Keep our flagship safe.
It's your squadron's choice of how to play. Speedy, unrelenting assaults.
Stay together, strike quickly.
This looks so
Stealth
fun,
and
dude.
subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensors can't spot you.
Or brutal bombardment.
That ship is vulnerable. Take your shot.
We need to hurry.
A unified squadron is the key to victory.
Making my attack run now.
Let's make this count.
Yo, let's go.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
You are the hope of this galaxy.
That looks awesome.
That looked great. That was great.
Better than I thought, even.
Wow. That looked dope. Oh man. Oh, that looked great. Lamar
What's
Jackson.
up, everyone? It's
What
your
it
boy
do?
Lamar Jackson. I'm excited to be a part of the EA Sports family and to be you guys' new man cover athlete. I can't wait to show you guys what we have in store for you this season. This is EA Sports Next Level.
You feel it all.
When you feel that burst
You guys think this is running on
It's like I'm
PS5?
lightning. In that moment,
Yeah,
I'm
they said
untouchable.
PS5 and Series X in the bottom right.
Not afraid of anything. Not afraid to hit or get hit.
This game is my one true love.
Makes me feel like somebody.
I never thought I could rise to another way.
It's just me and the keeper. My heart is like.
I'm sure this is one of those cross-generational games too.
And you're a hero.
Where it's also on PS4 and Xbox.
History carves your name. One.
You know what it sounds like? 60,000 people.
Singing your song.
I can't live without that feeling.
It's in your bones. I feel football in my heart. Feel it in your hands. Want it. Taste it. See the unknown.
Oh,
Face my
dang.
fears.
You live to fight again.
Buccaneer Brady.
I want the real
Yeah,
thing.
that's don't like that.
I want that sweat dripping, shin splitting, hair raising.
Feels wrong.
I want to live in the
I wonder if they do anything beyond this for the sports games today.
I want to feel it all.
Yeah.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
In the game.
I'm glad they kept that. That's like
a
one of the
lot
most
to look forward
iconic
to,
voiceovers in
but
video
there's
game
more.
history.
Oh,
Here to tell us about the
Absolutely.
future of gaming is EA's Chief Studio Officer, Laura Miele.
Thanks, Greg, and thanks, Lamar. Welcome to the EA Sports family. There are great things to come from EA Sports for all of you, and that's just the beginning. As you've seen throughout the show today, our electronic artists are working hard to bring you more of the games that you want to play. Games like Star Wars Squadrons, Apex Legends, and Command & Conquer. These games all exist because of you. Your voices are heard, and we are acting on your feedback. Now, we've talked a lot about all the exciting games you'll be playing this year, but our studios are working even further out, creating new experiences, new stories, new gameplay, all enabled by new console technology. And we're so excited about what's to come, we don't want to wait until next June to share what the teams are working on. Generation shifts are an opportunity to push beyond the boundaries of gaming as we know it today, and this time is no different. Our studios are taking their crazy ambitious ideas and making them real. Criterion is known for how their games feel. From superior physics to nuanced details of gameplay, this team hand curates the moment-to-moment experience. And with the new consoles this year, there will be a seamless immersion which will get you into the race in a matter of seconds. BioWare imagines and creates worlds where you become the hero of your own story. And we're using this next generation of technology to make those fantasy worlds your reality. For every console generation, DICE sets the bar for excellence in audio and visual presentation. We are creating epic battles at a scale and fidelity unlike anything you've experienced before. At Motive, we are working on a highly ambitious and innovative new game that puts the power and creativity in your hands. And it's an experience that would have been impossible without next-gen technology.
I wonder what that
This is just the beginning of the things we are working on, and there is so much more to come.
That's from Motive?
The future of EA Studios is not just about new technology. It's about you, your voices, your ideas. We want to be where you come to play. We want to make games for everyone. So please keep giving us your feedback, and let's build the future together. On behalf of all of our studios, thank you for joining us today. But before we sign off, there's just one more game we would love to share.
Bitch.
Cousin Darren, over to you.
Thank you. So the moment is here. We finally get to say,
we're back. We're doing it.
Skate.
Happening. We're rolling.
Nice.
We secretly got together. It's the beginning.
Oh,
Nice.
We've been waiting years, honestly, to make the right game at the right time with the right idea, and really, really pleased to say that we're here. It is really early, but
They're doing it.
It takes a little while to find Cuz or wake him up.
Dude, harsh. Still, we've got a long way to go, but we're stoked, and this is just the beginning.
And seriously, we really can't wait to bring you guys in and have you be a part of it with us.
We want to thank you for your passion, your patience, and all the support that you've shown, us to get to this point.
The comments.
It's amazing. We cannot believe you commented this into existence. Amazing. Skate changed my life. Thank you so much. Skate forever.
Guys, guys, we did it. We brought
that what the
back
name? Skate
Thank
Forever.
you to EA. Thank you to Cuz. Thank you to Darren. Thank you to you. Thank you to me. I can't believe that I'm so happy and my heart rate. Is this what exercise feels like? Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. Before we go, because I love you guys, here are the last letters of the secret code. If you think you've got the complete code, go to player.gg/EA and enter for a chance to win one of thousands of free games sponsored by player.gg. You can find the official rules and everything else over at player.gg/EA. Now, this has been an amazing experience, an amazing opportunity for all of us all over the world to come together and celebrate gaming. Thank you for being part of EA Play. Until next time, I'll see you online, and it's been my pleasure to serve you.
We see it all with wonder. We dream in every color, and we come alive.
That felt short.
Definitely felt short.
That was super short.
Should I turn down this music just in case?
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's.
Good idea.
Mutant the stream.
Yeah, it was
I
just
feel
a recap, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like that's a huge compliment, though. An EA show felt short.
Yeah, because usually they feel very long. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Huh.
So
How
how
many
we?
games of the show?
Let me count. So we got 1, 2, 3,
8,
4,
I believe.
5.
Apex, The Sims, Command & Conquer, Takes Two, Lost in Random, Rocket Arena, Star Wars Squadrons, and Skate.
Indeed.
If you count Skate.
Indeed.
But they talked about it. They didn't show it.
Yeah, and they also showed like the work in progress next gen games also.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I didn't hate it. It was pretty good. It was
Interesting
short.
show. Definitely, yeah, definitely didn't hate it. Definitely short. Love the new crossplay stuff and everything. I know a lot of people are gonna be upset about no Mass Effect. I know that. But
Yeah. Well, like it's coming still. Apparently, like
yeah,
because Jeff Grubb is the one who said Mass Effect Trilogy is coming this year, and he just said, I think yesterday or the day before, he put up a post of like what to expect, and he said for some reason they're not showing it at this event, which
That's bizarre.
Guess I can understand based on like the tone and what they spent time on, because like I feel like for old stuff, they probably wanted to focus on, hey, our current gen games are coming to Steam. That's the old stuff for now. And then shadow drop a trailer for Mass Effect Remaster over the next couple months. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like if you were going to come out with Mass Effect and just come out swinging, I feel like this would have been the event to do that, but...
Yeah, same, but apparently that's not the plan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they do a Nintendo thing? I don't know.
Interesting. Well, I mean, overall, like, I liked it. Overall, I definitely liked this conference. Again, like what you said, Christian, definitely, on the realm of being tight in terms of time, which is something that we don't see from EA a lot. Usually with EA, like their E3 pressers have definitely just been, way too long in the tooth for what they showed and everything. So like having a pretty much like just over 50-minute conference, was definitely felt refreshing. I don't think that we held on to a game that was, held on too long, and the one that we did was Star Wars, which I know we're all super biased, but we could have done another 10 minutes of that, honestly. But overall, that was cool. We got a little glimpse at, next gen with that Madden trailer and a little bit of what they showed at the end with the engine work that they are doing, current gen and next gen, of course. Crossplay brought up a lot. So overall, like I said, it's pretty good conference. Pretty good.
I think I was a little more disappointed than you guys. I liked how short it was, but it didn't really feel like it was like this was worthy of having a whole event over. I feel like most of the games could have just been like YouTube videos that they put out here and there. But it just didn't have that big bombastic feel that you would expect from an EA, right?
Yeah.
I loved the stuff from Apex. I thought that was good, but again, like that could have just been a dev update from Respawn rather than included. Star Wars Squadrons, I think, was the highlight. Skate being a thing is insane, but it's also incredibly awkward how they announced it. I would have loved for them to have waited a year or two to actually announce it and then have a video with that announcement, because she's like, hey, it's a thing, and it's like, great, now we can wait like 3 years for it. It's kind of like how they did with Elder Scrolls, similar in that vein. So overall, I thought it was like okay. I don't think it was bad at all, but I think I was just slightly disappointed considering maybe the expectations we had going in with Mass Effect and no Battlefield, which I think is really interesting. Like I guess they must not be doing one this year. Which is interesting, but
weird. And the way they announced, Skate, honestly felt like the way they announced Fallen Order officially, with Vincent Pella, Andrea
that
Renee
was super
asking
awkward
her,
as well.
literally Andrea walks into the crowd and is like, hey, by the way, heard you have a game. What's up? Like, it kind of felt like that with Skate. And they said the words, quote, it's really early. Like, he emphasized really early. So, like, it's, you've got to expect it to be at least, 2 years out, maybe a year and a half.
Probably,
right? I don't know the turnaround on, skateboarding games, but I assume if we're using just regular game development, it's got to take around 2 to 3 years, I'm presuming, But
yeah, and in terms of, I still think the Mass Effect trilogy is happening because the people who have been saying it's happening have been right about a lot of the other stuff going on this year so far.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder if, Jack, I'm kind of with you on the whole Skate announcement. Hype, it's happening. Awesome. We got Tony Hawk this year, so I'm cool for now. But holding out on that in favor of ending with Mass Effect Remaster, I feel like that would have been huge, especially if that is still coming this year. But, like, maybe EA doesn't want to end on an old game. I don't know. I feel like there's still a ton of hype there.
Yeah, like, there's a difference between... I feel like there's a difference between, like, an old game and Mass Effect Remaster.
Oh, yeah.
Like, definitely.
Yeah, one of the most beloved series in gaming.
Yeah, precisely. I'm sorry, what were you saying, Jack? I cut you off.
Oh no, I agree with Christian. I think if it is coming out and what you've been saying, Christian, it sounds like it actually is. It's mind-boggling how that made no mention or no appearance in this.
Right.
I agree with Christian. I would have much rather had a stinger at the end where like, hey, Mass Effect remasters a thing. That's clearly something that everyone has wanted for a really long time.
Mhm.
And considering that may be coming out this year, it's bizarre to me that that's not there. And I'm a little disappointed by that.
Even if it was just like a logo, like even if you didn't want to show any footage, like just announcing it like officially, you know,
Yeah.
I thought would have done wonders for it too. Like it doesn't have to be a lot, you know, doesn't have to be, you know, but also Omar brings up a really good point in this, in the conversation about how like they just have a weird way of announcing games, that really weird EA motive prototype.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It kind of looked like the character was wearing a Titanfall mask.
Right?
But you have like a creation gun or something.
I was like, wait, why?
EA's done this before in their conference. I remember a few years ago they did one where it's like, we're working on games right now. We don't know what they are, but we're working on them. And they were like, it was like a parkour game. There was one where it was like ATVs and like extreme sport kind of thing. And I don't know if that game ever came to fruition, but I remember that being so strange, saying, yeah, we're working on games. We're not sure what they are, but something's happening. And I got the same vibe from that. And that just didn't really sit well with me. I was like, that's just very strange. It seemed, I think someone was mentioning in the chat, it seems like a bit of a barren time for EA
definitely
right now. And
we were talking about that in the pre-show a little bit, like, hey, don't know what they got this year, so maybe we go all in on the nostalgia play that they've been holding out on for the entire generation. And I guess not. I guess it's just like, yeah, we don't have anything for a while. See you in 2021.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love what they did with like, of course, Haze Light, Joseph Ferris. Is that his last name? Ferris?
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing. It's like, cause like that, I think is a perfect way to, well, and announce a game from him. I think that's the best way you do it. You know, him having that personality, that energy level. It's like double down on that, and double down on, you know, him, you know, with the whole E3 thing last year and all that good stuff. Just doubling down on that, I think is a great way for that studio to come out with a new game. But I mean, I personally had a really like weird vibe with that game from the Final Strike developers, called Rocket Arena. That whole insight on that thing, I don't know how I felt about that game. I don't know if it's just because like I just think it looks like the amalgamation of like a bunch of different games, and like I was failing to see the unique factor in this game, other than like, I guess, you know, when you get knocked off the arena, you come back, and like I don't know. Like that one to me was like the most like like not sure how I'm feeling about this game, but
yeah, it definitely seems pretty generic, that game.
Definitely.
And we were saying this during the show. I wonder if that's free to play.
Yeah, and kind of surprised it's not on Switch.
Yeah, that was like a perfect Switch game. Cause that, and like when they said, you know, 100 level progression, those that play BRs and like games that are free to play, that sounds like a free to play model. That's I mean, it sounds like a battle pass system.
Yeah, and they said something about 2 weeks after launch there's going to be a I think it was something in line with the aesthetic of the game. It was like Rocket or something, some kind of pass. They said that is dropping 2 weeks after launch with a new character and some other new stuff. But yeah, I feel like if we honed in on the stuff that did show things and got a little more deeper in with like the Apex stuff, the Joseph Ferris game, and honestly a little more Squadrons, maybe like play a match, I feel like that would have been cool. And then you could have ended with the next gen sizzle reel and then like the skate logo, and I feel like it might have been a little bit of a better acknowledgement of actually what we got coming up, you know?
Yeah.
But
I think the best thing for me was crossplay across the board.
Yeah.
That we
that's
were talking about that in the pre-show, and I'm really glad they doubled down on it.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, no Battlefront 2, Christian and
sucks.
Kevin. I know how much you guys and I love that game. We all love that game. So
Yeah.
that's unfortunate to hear. Maybe that'll change in the future, but yeah, going forward, especially with Apex for me, that's huge. Jedi Knights co-host Mike Connors plays on Xbox and PC, so we'll
Yeah.
finally be able to play with him. So definitely hyped for that.
That's exciting. And
Mhm.
also, we're shouting out again Apex on Switch. That's pretty crazy.
That was a big deal.
That's massive.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was really, 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 really cool to hear. Definitely. Definitely.
And yeah, I guess the biggest highlight, I think, biggest takeaway, Squadrons looks great. Looks way deeper than I thought. Looks so like they really went in on making it the Star Wars flight sim, and it looks like it's a really awesome and good playful balance between arcade and sim, you know. And I'm like surprised of how much customization there is, that you create a character for both sides. It seems really cool, and I'm absolutely getting that game and playing the whole thing in VR.
Yeah, that, and then
Yeah.
there was also like a really like interesting tidbit as well that they said that I don't think we knew beforehand. If we did, my apologies, because in the pre-show I was definitely under the interpretation that this was taking place before A New Hope.
Oh,
But
it's post. They said it, yeah.
did they say it on Tuesday when we reacted?
Because
Okay,
it's the remnants of the Empire against
Yeah.
the New Republic.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So totally, I guess, just missed that very, very important, you know, era. Definitely for sure. So that's even more unexplored in terms of lore. You know,
Yeah.
that's even more out there. So excited to see that for sure. Yeah. I thought Squadrons looked really cool. I'm gonna keep it honest. I was honestly a lot more impressed because I really thought they were gonna go with the Skull and Bones approach in terms of like just take the ship combat from Assassin's Creed, put it into its own separate game. You know, that's what I really thought. But it looks like they are definitely going in on like, you know, it seems like the whole thing is played in first person, and it seems like that's that sounds great because the consoles and the actual ships are your HUD and everything, and how the game's gonna you know, tell you how much ammo you have, that whatever, you know, if you're rerouting the power to the front forward shields, like hell yeah, you know? So
And-
yeah.
I know I'm bringing it up a ton, but doing that in VR, because the normal Battlefront 1 mission, it lets you look at like the switches and the flips and stuff. There's no HUD. It's like, okay, look at your dashboard. Super basic. So seeing this fully realized, it's awesome. And I feel like that game is going to do very well because it appeals to so many different audiences, you know?
Yeah.
And I think $40 is a sweet deal for that price. And the improvements they've shown to make over how controls work in Battlefront 2, which I personally like, but seeing it feel much more like this is the game's thing, so we really refined it, is exciting for me.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is I don't like the controls of the Battlefront 2 ships. I just don't think they feel good.
Yeah.
But it seems like with what they showed, they're really focusing on improving the mechanics from the Battlefront 2 ships and really like going deep and making them making the controls much more dynamic. And we've seen with the cockpit, there's different things you can divert power to, like they mentioned in the movies.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that they're actually incorporating that into gameplay, and it looks like it will feel a lot smoother than the Battlefront 2 ship combat, which is appealing to me.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I kind of got vibes of like when you're not running missions, you're like walking around your ship, like the control ship in first person, kind of, which is pretty cool if that is actually what it looked like, because it did look like we were walking around to like war tables and talking to like different people. Like I want to go to the garage, the hangar to like customize my ship or go plan a mission. Like if we can do that. Yeah. That's even throwing it back to like Rogue Squadron, which is really cool. So I would love if we could do that, even if it's basic.
Robin in the chat brings up basically what you're saying, Christian. Based on what was shown, I get the impression that we may not get a Los Santos customs type of customization. Look more like a skill tree. I don't know if I agree with that. It looked like it was more customizable. It looked like you can really go in and sort of tool around with your ship.
If
we got some like hot pink TIE fighters in there.
If Poe gets a custom paint job on this ship, I need a paint job my droid. I hope I get to pick my droid. I hope maybe the droid has different aspects that you can change to it. Maybe one droid's better at navigating, so something like that. You're like, oh man, I need that. But Omar asked the very pertinent question that I was thinking while we were watching the gameplay. Is of course, Christian, you are definitely going to play this full game in VR. Absolutely. Are you gonna double down and get the flight stick?
Maybe.
We'll
see.
There we go. To be determined. There we go.
Worth mentioning as well, Wario64. I got notifications on for him. He just retweeted some Jeff Grubb stuff about updates for EA stuff. He says, Skate 4 has been in the works for a while, but it's always been in this, are we really going to do this limbo? My understanding is that this is them essentially starting over and really going for it. He also followed up saying, Battlefield 6 is modern, UFC is coming, EA is making a golf game of its own again, Battlefield Bad Company remaster that I teased years ago got canned, Mass Effect Remaster.
Come on!
I know, Mass Effect Remaster is coming this year. BioWare already said it's working on Anthem 2.0 and Dragon Age 4. So, the stuff we wanted to see...
money away, EA.
Yeah, the stuff we wanted to see, apparently, still in the pipeline. So far, with all the summer stuff, Jeff Grubb has been pretty reliable, so seeing this information, I'm less critical of the show, because like the thing I really wanted is still coming, and it's cool that we get Skate 4 and Squadrons looks awesome, but worth mentioning this new info, I think.
Definitely. Also, fun little fact, Omar says in the chat, Apex on Switch is the first time Valve's Source Engine has been on the Nintendo platform.
Put Portal on Switch next.
I can't believe it's not.
I know.
But, yeah.
Kevin, I have the note of rankings of these
precisely
random events if we want to slot this in somewhere.
Yeah, let's run down the list.
Okay. So last place going up in terms of the impressiveness, the overall presentation, and enjoyability of events so far in this not E3 time season. Last place, we got the Unreal 5 reveal event. Then Guerrilla Collective Day 3 right above that. Then the PC Gaming Show Inside Xbox for May, I think. The Squadrons event earlier this week. Then Tony Hawk Pro Skater. The Future Games Show from Games Radar. Guerrilla Collective Day 2. Guerrilla Collective Day 1. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. And then the PS5 event.
This is run...
Me personally, I think I'm a little... more disappointed than you guys. I think I would put it above the Inside Xbox one.
I can see that, but I would also maybe say put it above the Squadrons event from Monday, because we saw way more Squadrons now.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah. I mean, I am like a mid to like a low mid. Like I'm like a medium rare on this game. I mean, on this conference. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. So, yeah, I think it'd be kind of wild if we put this below the Squadrons reveal, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Because we got cool Apex news, right?
Yeah. There was definitely some good stuff here. Just a lot of stuff that was questionable, but I think
there's a lot of fluff in the middle.
Yeah.
But so we're cool putting it above Squadrons and below Pro Skater.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go. EA Play 2020. Everyone excited? Mass Effect wasn't there. Dead Space was there.
Mass Effect still coming.
Dead Space? Who knows? I don't know. But this has been JoyClick's reactions to EA Play 2020. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at JoyClicks, as well as the other luxurious goals. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put the lower thirds. I'm trash. But so I will ask you to do auditorily. Is that a word? Auditorily. Let the people know where they can find you.
Jack, wanna go first?
Jack, you may proceed.
Sure. You can follow me at Fascinated Jack on Twitter and Instagram.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris M. Buckley.
And you can follow me at the KDIAZ123, THEKDIAZ123 on Twitter. Gonna be having a lot of fun tonight with Last of Us Part 2. Can't wait for that. And of course, we'll be doing, of course, more content this week. We got Games Cast to record and all that great stuff over here on JoyClicks. Next week, we got something early in the week. Why am I forgetting it?
There's two events on the 24th next week. There's the Avengers War Table gameplay thing and a huge Pokemon project announcement same day.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
So
nice.
That's interesting. I do think there's something early next week, but I know immediately tomorrow, like Kevin said, Gamescast, and I'm doing Destiny 2 live tomorrow at 1 Eastern.
Beautiful.
Wanna check that out? I'll be there. I'll be taking a break from Last of Us to play some Destiny.
Oh man, cannot wait.
And Kevin, you're streaming Last of Us tonight, right?
I am. We are starting The Last of Us Part 2. Oh, I get so giddy saying it. The Last of Us Part 2 stream series is happening. God of War series is on a hiatus, and it ended off on a super high note. If we were gonna, pause at some point, God of War 2 is the one that's oh man. I got hear about it on Gamescast. I have some thoughts about God of War 2. Cause the hype. But yep, make sure to check out that youtube.com/PlayStation Source to check up on The Last of Us Part 2 stream. We're starting at 9:01 or whenever the game unlocks for me. 9 or 9:01. I don't know which one. Something like that. Merely hours away. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure reacting with you all on EA Play.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And as always, it's pizza time.